I was told to keep it to 5 to 10 minutes. My wife said I get very windy. So I'll just try to keep it to 5 to 10 minutes, keep it G and PG. But I thought I'd give you a little background on AJ. And then the first time that we met Chelsea. And my wife and I knew we would be here tonight. We saw this coming. So we're from Ephrata, Pennsylvania. Ephrata, Pennsylvania is Amish country. It's located between Philadelphia and Harrisburg, about 45 minutes from Pershing. People that don't know what the Amish are, it's like a, I don't want to say a sect of people, but they're very plain. They don't have electricity. The girls wear bonnets and dresses. The guys all have beards and hats. If you remember, for any movie fans, Harrison Ford, they made a movie, Witness, in Lancaster County about the Amish. That's where AJ grew up. He has older brother Tyler, who's 2 years older, and a younger brother Jordan, who's 3 years younger. Tyler's 31, AJ's 29, Jordan 26? 26. Growing up, the boys tended to do what Tyler did. Tyler was the leader of the crew. Tyler played baseball, his brothers played baseball. Tyler played basketball, his brothers played basketball, and so on and so on. Then they found out about soccer. And then the boys became a soccer family. Tyler led to playing soccer, so AJ played soccer, Jordan played soccer. And then before Jordan got drugged along to all the tournaments, when the boys played soccer, Jordan had enough of that, so soccer wasn't for him. Tyler and AJ kept on doing soccer. Now when I say doing soccer, I meant doing soccer. AJ's soccer was 52 weeks a year. They started when they were about 7 or 8 years old, and they were a little different than the other soccer boys in Lancaster County and Ephrata, where we're from. This is all they did. They didn't do TV, they didn't do girls, they didn't do school, they did soccer. All the time soccer. So growing up, we had the soccer boom when it first started, and Lancaster County built an indoor soccer rink, so you could play all year round. So we played spring, fall, summer, winter soccer all the time. The boys got to a point where they outgrew the county team, and they played on like premier teams, and then they played on state teams, and then they played on other teams. And it ended up when we traveled up and down the East Coast on the weekends, and they went to camps, and then they got noticed by college coaches. AJ was lucky and got spotted by the Old Dominion coach. He got a partial scholarship to Old Dominion, played 4 years at Old Dominion, and he helped, but the team did very well. First time they got to the Sweet 16 and soccer finals in their history. And he had a great career. Well, we had a blast traveling up and down the East Coast. I could tell you a lot of stories about that, but that's okay. We won't go there. But we had a great time. Then AJ graduated college, and he was a health and phys ed major, and he student taught at Matthew Whaley Elementary School, which was in Williamsburg, off of Revolutionary Road. So we went and visited him there. There were people walking around with rifles and muskets and Revolutionary gear. It's a little different around elementary school, but he really loved it. And he wished he would have taught there, but there was no opening. Then he went to Berkeley Middle School in Williamsburg across from Newtown. Loved the middle school. And AJ and I are pretty close. He would call, maybe not every night, but every other night. He would always keep me attuned with his life all the time. Then the phone calls, they didn't come as random. Maybe once a week. And then, how you doing? Oh, I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. Then I met someone.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, she's really nice. When can you come down? I want you to meet her. I want you to meet her. Oh, okay. So AJ's from Williamsburg. We're in Pennsylvania, so we had it lined up. We like Busch Gardens, so we were going to come down to Busch Gardens for how they decorate the park at Halloween. That was when we were going to come down. Well, was it like the weather here today? It was a brutal thunderstorm, so we never made it down. So we didn't get to meet Chelsea. So he said, well, Dad, we're coming up. We're coming up. Okay, great. We want to cook for you. Okay, that's fine. I'm thinking, yeah, they're going to cook. So he comes up. You meet Chelsea. What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart. Just beautiful personality. Just a nice girl. And you could tell there was something there. So Sharon and I, my wife, were sitting at the kitchen table, and AJ and Chelsea at the breakfast bar. So we get up to help, and we got screamed at. No, you're sitting down, we are doing it. Can't we help? No, you can't help. And then AJ invited his friends, and they made a fantastic meal. Chelsea made mac and cheese, cornbread, AJ made chicken, then he took it outside, put it in a cooler, and steamed it. It was just fabulous. It was really, really good. So we're sitting at the table, and I made eyes at Sharon, and Sharon made eyes at me. And then we walked out to the other part of the room. When they were still in there, they didn't know this, and I said, you know something? I said, I think we just met the future Mrs. Paul. She said, yeah, I know we did. And you could just tell. Now I get choked up here, but you could just tell that they had a connection. They had a glow about them. They just looked at each other with admiration. Like, you could tell Chelsea respected AJ. You could tell AJ respected Chelsea. You could see it in their eyes that AJ loved Chelsea, Chelsea loved AJ, but it was more than that. They were best buddies. They were friends. They went hunting together, fishing together. They did everything together. And when God does this miraculous thing and puts your soulmate in front of you, and you don't blow it, because a lot of us blow it when that happens. When you don't blow it, it's a very magical experience. And I'm just thankful that all of you are here to witness this magical experience tomorrow when they're man and wife. Because when God puts your soulmate in front of you, and then you hook up, and you're not only best friends, but you're just meant to be. You can just tell. And Sharon and I saw that right away, so we knew we would be here. So, thank you very much for my winning.
First of all, I'd like to thank AJ and Chelsea for having me in their wedding. I'm truly honored. Secondly, I might be the worst public speaker there is. Case in point, I'm reading directly from the paper. So I'm not sure how I landed this gig, but I have to say, bear with me. I've known AJ for a long time. We went to middle school and high school together. He is one of my best buddies and probably the funniest guy I know. Other than his pop. Maybe. But you can see it runs in the family. For as long as I have known him, he has gone out of his way to make me laugh, but he doesn't have to try very hard. I have so many funny stories about this guy, but one in particular comes to mind that still kills me to this day. A number of years back, I think we might have still been in college, a buddy of ours got married. After the wedding, we went out to a bar with another buddy and his girlfriend to continue the celebration. We were sitting at a table out back, having a few drinks and doing our usual talk about people who walk by. So 5 guys are walking by our table. Now, I don't condone judging someone by their appearance, and I am not proud of our actions, but in this case, I think we turned out to be right. So I proceeded to turn to AJ and say, look at these clowns. They look like they need a good ass kicking. Now, please bear in mind that we were celebrating after a wedding, and good sound judgment was not exactly at least my cards anyway. Well, what I said was really only meant for those at our table to hear, but apparently I said it a little too loud. Because one of the 5 guys promptly turns to me and says, what was that? In a rather angry tone. It is at this point in time that the reality of the and not being good on the fly at all. I can think of nothing better to say than, what? As if I didn't understand what was going on, in hopes that it might buy me some time to come up with a better way to deal with the situation. Let me mention that all 5 of these guys are bigger than us, which is not uncommon, I might add. And the thought running through my head is that getting into a fight is not something we want to do, for numerous other reasons as well. So after saying what a few times, because that is all my lame ass can think of, the guy says to me, "What, did you just get done checking the stock market or something?" I assume he said that because we were wearing suits from the wedding. I recall thinking, that's an interesting attempt at an insult. But before I could respond, which I probably would have just said what anyway, AJ jumps in and looks at one of the other guys who was wearing a t-shirt with American Eagle across the front in big letters and says, "Hey man, I think American Eagle is having a sale tomorrow. You should check it out." So this guy's face turns bright red, and he walks right up in AJ's face, grabs AJ by the tie, and says, "Do you want to get punched in the face?" Meanwhile, this whole time, AJ has been laughing, has been lounging in his chair in a very relaxed position with his hands behind his head. You could not picture a more cool, calm, and collected guy. You could not even flinch with this guy grabbing his tie, and he actually has a smile on his face. He simply turns his head to look at the bouncer who has been watching this situation unfold from about 10 feet away. AJ waves the bouncer over and says, "Excuse me, bouncer, can you please get these guys out of here?" The bouncer proceeds to kick all 5 guys out of the door. On their way out the door, they are shouting that they will be waiting for us outside, but when we leave an hour or so later, they are nowhere to be seen. So, one of the story, if there is one, is that AJ's cool, calm head bailed my stupid loud mouth out of a potentially very bad situation. And we didn't have to ruin any suits. Not to mention all the other undesirable outcomes. So AJ, I want to thank you, buddy, mainly for the good laugh I have every time I think about that story. In all seriousness though, I was an idiot in that situation and probably would have deserved any negative outcomes that happened to me. But AJ saved the day. Now, I'd like to think that those days of carousing are well behind us, and I'd like to assure you, Chelsea, that we do not engage in that sort of behavior. As I think you already know. Well, at least AJ doesn't. He keeps me in mind. But really, Chelsea, you have yourself an awesome, upstanding man who strives every day to do the right thing. You have struck gold when you found Asia. But I know you already know this, and that is just part of why you are married. You are an awesome person as well, Chelsea. And AJ has learned many lessons. Yes, I said. And I'm glad God has brought you two together. I'm also glad my buddy has a girl who is fun to have around and who doesn't put up with his BS. You guys truly are perfect for each other, and I love you both. I look forward to many good times to come, and I hope that God blesses your marriage as I'm sure that He will. Thank you.
Great job. Right there. Yeah.
She quietly expected great things to happen to her, and no doubt that's one of the reasons why they did. Seldom Fitzgerald. When I think of Chelsea, this quote resonates on so many levels. I name is Kelly Thompson, and I've been a friend of the bride since January of 2007. I'll never forget the first moment I met Chelsea. It was the start of second semester freshman year, and I was feeling exceptionally cool after returning from Christmas break as I walked into my Modern Dance 101 class. It was there that I first saw this bubbly blonde who was in a matching outfit with her friend sitting beside her. Now, I'm not really one to judge people based on what they wear. However, since I was feeling so cool, I just couldn't believe that someone would dress in a matching outfit in college. Good thing for me, I didn't let my premature judgment of the matching outfits deter me from realizing that this was a girl I wanted to be friends with. I mean, she obviously needed my fashion help. A few short weeks after our first meeting, Chelsea joined Kappa Kappa Gamma and became my sister, and the rest is history. Throughout college, Chelsea became the person I could always count on for Mexican dinner dates, a ride home when the walk was just too far, and graduations, knew how impressive she is. Following her dreams and continuing to pursue her education, all while working a full-time job and maintaining her passion for horseback riding, is nothing short of miraculous. Just listening to her weekly schedule makes me exhausted. When I used to daydream about our futures and who Mr. Wright would be, I would just hope and pray that she would find someone who would be her cheerleader as she continued on her already amazing path. All of my reservations went out the window when I met AJ. Not only has Chelsea always lit up when she mentions him in conversation, but when I see them together, I can see how much he adores her. They quickly found their passion in one another, taking exciting hunting and fishing trips, sharing in their love of Michelob Ultra, and expanding their family with not one, but two furry creatures, otherwise known as cats. And while I do wish we had found someone with a little more fashion sense, I'll let the woodland creature bedspread slide, knowing just how happy you make her. It has been such a privilege to see your relationship blossom, and knowing that my girl has found someone who will always encourage her to keep chasing her dreams. So here's a toast to the bride and groom. I wish you many years of excellent fishing, loving cats, and too many laps to count. Congratulations.
And that probably says it all in one word. Problem gap. We're very excited.
Two words, Brad. Two words.
The problem is one word. Tough crowd. We're excited to have AJ on our team. He's actually been on our team. We're excited to get to know his family. It's been a great weekend already. People that mean a lot to him. It's just going to be good. We're going to hope and pray for good weather tomorrow night. We're going to have a great time this evening, and I'll bless you. Lord, thank you this day for all that you've done, for all that's here. For Chelsea and AJ.
Overwhelmed with emotions because I have all my favorite people in one room. So thank you all for helping me, and thank your family for basically bringing me in. The first time I came down here, I felt like family. So
We love you.
for many reasons. But thank you. You have no idea how much this weekend means to us. It's a really special time for us. So thank you. And my mom's going to speak. Get a dirty dog and make me feel better.
I would just like to thank everyone
Deb and Greg for everything, and Chelsea, where did you go, Chelsea? She's hired. It's been wonderful. I love the beach. So when they told me they were going to have a beach wedding, or down here and somewhere where I've never been, it was really exciting. So we've been planning for this for ever since he told me he was engaged. It's emotional for me, Jay. Jay was my little guy, always. When he was born, he was the prettiest little baby there was. Sorry, Jordan. I don't like doing that because, usually I only say that when I have one of you in a room. But you were the cutest little thing in the world. You were tiny, you were perfect, you had dark hair, and your little feet, had to be sticking out of wherever they were. You were also one of the most difficult children because you were my infant that was sick a lot, which we finally took care of, didn't we, this year? After a whole lot of convincing that it was required. I can tell you little stories about AJ. Little AJ was the sweetest little guy in the world. Always had Ninja Turtle underwear on. Always. These little tiny Ninja Turtles. He would strip down into those. They were absolutely adorable. There's also disliked very much 3 years later when we had Jordan, who we tried to give away multiple times.
And I'm sorry about that. I really feel bad about all those things, like how I was back then. So I apologize.
AJ had unique relationships with his brothers. When AJ was 2 weeks old, I was a young mom. I had Tyler, who was 23 months old at the time, and Tyler was wearing WWF wrestling sneakers. Remember those big wrestling sneakers? And he loved them. Tyler loved those sneakers, and he wore them all the time. Even in his underwear, Tyler had those WWF wrestling sneakers on. And I'm changing AJ's diaper at 2 weeks on the living room floor as a young mom, thinking, oh, what a precious baby. And Tyler walks straight by, steps on AJ's head without missing a beat, continues to walk. I call a doctor. Because I'm a nurse, I can call a doctor right away. I called him and I'm like, oh my God, what happened to my baby? And the doctor said, Mindy, he came through a birth canal. He said, no, he didn't. I had a C-section. I'm sure his head couldn't take it. Those were the tiny years. AJ was really sweet. He always was. He carries a charisma. AJ carries an energy about him that draws people to him. His unique sense of humor was always there. I have watched endless movies like Dumb and Dumber and Adam Sandler movies. Repeatedly. There's always a fan in the bedroom and we can have no lights. No lights at all when he sleeps. As he grew older, AJ, he just grew into such a sweet young man, He was just like, just a sweet kid. Now he had these issues. I would say, you ever going to have a girlfriend? AJ and Tyler got married. And you ever going to have what's going on, AJ? And AJ would say to me, Mom, I got some real commitment issues here. And he repeatedly tell me that. He would tell me those things about girls that well, I got a phone with, I have to do this, Chelsea, I'm sorry. I got a call one night, Mom, he was dating some girl, who knows, he was in college. And he said, Mom, she's got really bad feet. I'm going to have to pick up her. What do I do? So whenever I know...
Chelsea's feet are wonderful. They're great.
So when I found out that Chelsea was like the girl, I knew she had good feet. I knew she had good feet. We watched Seinfeld together repeatedly.
Yes.
Seinfeld, am I right, Jack? Gone in 60 Seconds. board games.
Yeah.
Now AJ is the one son, I don't believe in guns, don't like guns, you know, I'm sorry if I offend anyone, I know I'm down in North Carolina. Gotta be really careful. So AJ comes to me one Christmas and says, I want a gun. I'm like, are you out of your mind? This is a child who shot his brother with a BB gun. I didn't buy that BB gun. My mother did.
Yes.
Remember that?
Me more. He shot me.
I think you shot yourself in the foot then?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so none of my boys should have weapons of any sort. And he wanted a gun. And it goes against everything I had to buy a gun. So my mother-in-law says, you need to get over it, I'll buy the gun. So we bought this gun, it's camo. I can't believe I bought you a gun, AJ. He hasn't used it very much, I don't think.
Well, I've used it, but just haven't really used it in a way to feed my family. Food line is in business.
So I know also that Chelsea has been special because AJ and her have this unique sense of, what did you guys bake and Patty? Pumpkin bread. They baked pumpkin bread and AJ was slicing it and he chopped a little piece of his finger off the top. So they send me a picture of it and asked what to do with it because it was bleeding too much.
Terrifying.
They are just wonderful. They're a wonderful couple. If she can put up with the guns and hunting and the fishing and doing all that good stuff, that's great. I can't believe he loves horses or actually got on a horse not too long ago. We're getting him there. I love your horse, Chelsea. I can't say it enough. I believe in energy. I believe in connection. And you two just have a wonderful, beautiful connection, Chelsea. You put up with him, you put up with my crazy family, you put up with the lawnmower racetrack, you put up with a whole lot. This is wonderful to come here, it's wonderful to be a part of it. I love you both very much.
Really good. Our parents did not want her to have a dog. The point is that I love you, Chelsea. I salute you. You're my heart and my soul. But I want to salute somebody that means the world to me, and that's my sister Debbie. Because she is the most amazing mother. She's my big sister, but I've watched her grow. I've nurtured her with my heart. And she has been my soulmate. She's given so much to motherhood. She's given so much to being a parent. She and Greg have given so much to what family means to the heart of a family. And I want to say tonight is also about all of us being a family. We are all joined tonight in being a big family together. We're uniting two people, and we're becoming a family together. We are. Oh my God. But what she and Greg have done is to build a family with two beautiful, amazing daughters that also make us all understand what family means. So we're all united together. AJ's family, our family are joining together, and we're so happy.
Tell about the two AJs.
Two AJs! Yeah. So